We need to talk about what just quietly unfolded in Mountain View. Because while everyone's been fixated on Satino's vision of spatial computing and Meta's all-out push into mixed reality, Google has been moving differently, almost invisibly. For years, Google was treated like the punchline of augmented reality. And before we go any further, make sure you subscribe for more informative videos. As I work hard to gather useful information for you, in return you just hit the bell icon button, because this story changes how we think about the future. Everyone remembers Glass, a product that arrived too early, failed publicly, and seemed to push Google out of the race entirely. But if you assume Google walked away, you have not been paying attention. A major new leak has broken that silence. And this time it is not just about specs or timelines. It answers the most unsettling question in modern tech. What actually comes after smartphone? Forget yearly phone refreshes and camera upgrades, because this is about the device that eventually replaces what lives in your pocket. The leaked information makes one thing very clear. Google is not trying to build a better headset. They are trying to build the opposite of one. Over the next stretch of this video, we are going to break this down piece by piece, not just looking at what leaked, but what it really means. When you connect the dots most headlines ignored, you start to see that Apple and Meta may be fighting the wrong battle entirely. Stick with me, because by the end of this, the next decade of human interaction with technology is going to look very different to you. To understand why this matters, we have to look at where extended reality stands today. On one side, you have Apple Vision Pro. It is an astonishing piece of engineering with stunning displays and eye tracking that feels almost magical, but honesty matters here. It is heavy, isolating, extremely expensive, and socially awkward. It is a destination device, something you plan around, sit down with, and intentionally step into. On the other side is Meta, pouring billions into Quest. It excels at gaming and is slowly improving socially, but it is still a box strapped to your face. You are not seeing the real world directly. You are watching a video feed of it, and your brain never fully forgets that separation. This is a trap the industry has fallen into. Everyone is building helmets. This is where the Google leak flips the entire conversation. The information points to a philosophical shift that is easy to miss but impossible to ignore. Google is not building a helmet. They are going back to the original dream and building glasses. Real glasses. The kind that look normal, not futuristic goggles or sci-fi props. The goal appears to be something you could wear into a coffee shop or a dinner without feeling like you are separating yourself from the people around you. That sounds simple, but it is actually much harder than what Apple did. Making a powerful computer large is easy. Making one disappear is one of the hardest engineering challenges of our time. According to the leak, Google is moving away from pass-through video, the camera-based approach used by Apple and Meta, and instead leaning heavily into optical see-through augmented reality. That means clear lenses with digital information layered directly onto the real world. This is a big deal because it fixes the isolation problem. When the glasses are off, they're just glasses. When they are on, the digital world enhances reality instead of replacing it. For years, optical AR was disappointing, with tiny fields of view, dull colors, and ghost-like visuals. The leak suggests Google finally cracked this problem, and they did not do it alone. There are strong signs pointing to a deep partnership with Magic Leap, a name that carries a complicated history. A decade ago, Magic Leap promised a future, burned massive investment, and failed to deliver a consumer hit. But in that failure, they built some of the most advanced waveguide optics ever made. These lenses are what allow images to be projected into your eye while remaining transparent. Google backing this technology signals that the optics are finally good enough for a consumer product that does not feel like a prototype. We are talking about a usable field of view and brightness that works in daylight, the long-standing holy grail of AR. Of course, beautiful hardware means nothing without real usefulness. Glasses that do not help you are just expensive accessories. This is where the leak starts answering the most important questions. The point is not putting games on your table. The real question is how this improves your day more than pulling your phone out hundreds of times. Google's answer appears deeply rooted in AI and context. These glasses are reportedly designed from the ground up as the ultimate vessel for Gemini. Current AI gadgets struggle because they lack vision. They can hear you, but they cannot see what you see. When AI shares your perspective, everything changes. Imagine walking through Tokyo and seeing foreign text instantly replaced with your language, perfectly aligned, without touching your phone. Imagine repairing something at home while the glasses recognize the device and guide your hands in real time. This is not Apple-style spatial computing with giant floating screens. This is ambient computing, intelligence woven into your environment, present only when needed and invisible when it is not. Google knows they cannot win a brute force specs battle. Vision Pro will always push higher resolution. Google's approach is different. These glasses will be power constrained, relying on a hidden battery. So instead of forcing everything onto your face, Google is leaning into the ecosystem. Heavy processing happens on your phone or in the cloud. The glasses become sensors and displays, not standalone computers. Apple is cutting the cord. Google is embracing it. You already carry a powerful device, so they're using it. This strategy reshapes pricing as well. Without expensive chips and cooling systems on your head, costs drop dramatically. While Apple sells a premium device priced like a used car, Google could land closer to high-end smartphone territory, something normal people can actually consider. Zooming out, the timing of this leak matters. Google is not scared of Apple. They are scared of losing the AI interface race. The real future of AI is not a chatbot on a screen. It is an assistant that understands your world continuously. Whoever controls that interface controls the future. Google's entire business depends on being the gateway to information. If that gateway moves from phones to glasses, and Google does not own it, they become just another app company. That is not an option for them. The leak also hints at a familiar strategy: Android XR. Google does not just want hardware. They want the operating system for the entire category. They are reportedly bringing partners like Samsung into the fold. This mirrors the smartphone era. Apple controls everything tightly. Google floods a market and wins through scale. Imagine multiple brands, multiple styles, all powered by the same AI ecosystem. That kind of wave is hard to stop. Still, one question remains unresolved: social acceptance. Glass failed partly because people were uncomfortable being watched. But the world has changed. Cameras are everywhere now. Constant recording has become normal. Google is betting that discreet, stylish smart glasses will not trigger the same backlash, especially if they look like premium eyewear rather than gadgets. Control is another subtle difference. Apple's ecosystem is polished but closed. Meta's is tied to social data and advertising. Google's approach, if it follows Android's history, will be messier but more open, offering developers freedom and users choice. That matters, especially to audiences that value customization and independence. Ultimately, this leak answers a question of purpose. XR has long felt like technology searching for relevance. Google's vision is different. These glasses are not meant to be impressive. They are meant to be essential, not about escaping reality, but mastering it. Perfect recall, effortless navigation, disappearing language barriers. This is a quieter revolution, less cinematic, more profound. As Apple prepares global launches and Meta readies its next move, Google is planting a flag. They are telling the world not to lock into a future of helmets just yet. The real change is still coming, and it looks surprisingly ordinary. We are on the edge of the biggest interface shift since the touchscreen. The winner will not be the company with the best specs, but the one that creates the least friction, the device you forget you are wearing. And if this leak is accurate, the company that stumbled a decade ago may be the one that finally gets it right. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.